Hey y'all, Dr. J here. Um, some of you may have noticed that there's basically two types of videos that I show. Some of them are on sales training, and some of them are on leadership. Um, I'm a sales operations expert. I spent 20 years, very effective teams, and I've decided to pursue the path of, well, sharing my knowledge and trying to make the world better as best as I am able. So today, I'd like to talk more along the sales operations side, perhaps from a leadership perspective, but very at the tactical level and an ops perspective. And what I'd like to talk today about are what we in Track Selling call the five spokes of the wheel of activity, the five key activities for success. And I'm gonna skip it, and I'm gonna move to number three if you want to give them numbers, and that is emergencies. So when we talk about wheels of activity, we're talking about the things that are necessary in order to perform our job. And salespeople love to handle emergencies, right? And that's because we are problem solvers. We love to take care of things that solve problems that make our clients better, right? Tasks that we can do that are tactical, that are quick, that we provide value. Then we can feel good about ourselves because we know that we did something good for our client. We helped them solve a problem, right? The challenge and the reason that I call these emergencies with quotation marks is because they're rarely true emergencies, right? Rome is not burning. The great Library of Alexandria, that puppy's gone, been gone, long time. Unless there's emergency is life or death, unless your client is unable to perform the duties of their company, then that emergency can probably wait a couple hours, right? Yet that's not how salespeople are wired. We're wired to let me get on this right away. And the challenge is that handling that emergency can actually get in the way of what we should be doing, which is prospecting or selling, right? So it's important when we look at all of the activities that are necessary to be successful that we, one, kind of narrow them down into five key areas, and then two, block our calendars to handle these at the most appropriate times. And so what are those five areas? They are, number one, prospecting, right? If you're in sales, a big part of your job is prospecting for new business, right? Then there is selling. You're in sales, big part of your job is, well, selling. Then there is service, and emergencies fall into the service category, right? Servicing your clients, taking care of business, data reports, whatever the case may be, right? Then there is study, and we're going to come back to study in a minute. And then there is personal time. Yes, personal time. We are not machines. We have to take care of ourselves, or in the end, it's not going to work out very well for us, right? So, prospecting. Blocking your calendar for prospecting. I can't tell you when the best time is to prospect. I sure as heck hope you know when it is. And if you don't know when it is, have you ever asked your clients, your current clients, hey, by the way, when would be the best time for a new salesperson to come in and bug you with a new product or service that they would like to sell to you? Ask them, find out, then look at your calendar and block that time. And don't let anything get in the way. Then selling. When is the best time to be selling? Don't go sell to a restaurant at lunchtime or dinner time, right? There's an ideal time to knock on the door of a general manager in a restaurant or a bar, right? Every business has times that are good and times that are bad to be selling to them. So find out when those are, and then block your calendar for those times. Then service, right? Where I put the emergency category. When is that best time? Well, I'll tell you what, it's not your prospecting time and it's not your selling time. So if it's neither of those two times, then you can figure out where it goes in your calendar and then actually block it, right? When I work with teams, my teams, I ask them to turn off their email during their prospecting and selling times and to only handle their emergencies at the times of day that they have blocked to handle service, right? And then there is study. And what do I mean by study, right? Well, one, school is never out for the true professional. I don't care what your industry is, especially in sales, but no matter what your industry is, school's never out for you. You should constantly be learning, right? Lifelong learning, huge goal. So what I mean by studying in sales primarily is studying the industry trends, reading the information relevant to the industry, the regulatory environments, what is changing, consumer behaviors, how are they changing, what is the latest technology, right? What are the things that will impact your clients? Research that information so that you can share it with your clients, right? Never call a client to touch base. We're not in baseball. We're sales professionals. And don't bug your client to touch base. Call your client to be of value. And the best way you can be of value is to give them something that they don't already have. Share knowledge, right? Now, they may not know that what you just shared with them, you shared with 500 other clients. Awesome. They don't know that. All they know is that before you asked to upsell them new products and services, you reached out to give them value. You shared information. And don't always share and then ask for something. Sometimes just simply share. Be like, hey, client, I was reading this and I thought you would find value in it, right? And then send that same message to 499 other clients, whatever the case and the number may be, but share value. And the way you do that is by studying and researching and having time blocked in your calendar to do so. And then the last of the 5 areas is personal. We're not machines. We have to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of our mental health. Eating at your desk every day is not healthy. Staying late every day is not healthy. One of the good things in our modern era is we've realized that our psyches matter. They can be pretty fragile at times, and we have to take care of them, right? So you have to actually make sure in your calendar you have personal times. Don't work during your lunchtime. It is not good for you. And in the end, because if it's not good for you, it makes burnout. It's actually not good for your company over time, right? So make sure you block that time. So again, recap. 5 areas: prospecting, selling, service, aka emergencies, study so that you can find information to share with your clients, and personal time just for you, right? So I hope this information, if I have provided value to one person, if one person's life has been impacted by this positively, then I'm super duper duper happy, right? I'm a sales operations expert. Sales operations is all about creating efficiencies and efficacies in your sales operations, right? This is one of those things that does both, right? It creates a more efficient operation, and it also creates a more effective behavior pattern in your employees, because they'll know, oh, I can handle that service issue later in my day. Right before lunch, I have that blocked because nobody wants me to call them to prospect or sell right before lunch. Right before I leave, great, I'm going to get to that, right? So twice a day, either first thing and last thing, or right before lunch, right before you go, whatever the case may be, you can probably handle those emergencies then, right? And so if you know that, then when something pops up, mentally, you can say, oh yeah, great, awesome, I'll handle it then. Same thing for prospecting, same thing for selling. When you know those times are blocked, then you can relax a little, because you can handle and know you're going to be handling this at that time. Same thing if you know you're reaching out to your clients and you've got time to do your research already blocked, you're like, great, I'm going to be able to provide them value because I already have articles that I put aside, and I'm going to go find ones that are relevant. Articles, blog posts, LinkedIn posts, whatever the case may be, right? However you can provide value, that's what you're researching during your study time. And then personal should be obvious, right? We got to take care of ourselves, or we will fail, right? You have to manage your time, or in the end, your time is going to manage you. All right. I wish you all the best of luck in 2023. Take care now.